Well, hello there and welcome back to yet another installment of Rapid Licks. Alright, so last week I posted up a really cool string skipping idea and I realized that I may have put something up that was pretty darn hard without having anything to try and teach you how to do this technique beforehand. So we're going to fix that. Today I bring you 3 more or less easy string skipping ideas. They're pretty simple. They won't take long for you to wrap your brain around and they should get you hopping along over the strings just like Nuno Betancourt in no time. So let's go! Okay, so just to keep things nice and simple, we're going to do all 3 of these licks in A minor pentatonic. That's right, we are doing everybody's favorite guitar scale ever, probably the first one you ever learned, probably the one you use the most, and likely that'll be the one that you play until you die. So we're going to use that. Again, nothing too crazy with this scale. We're just looking at 5 notes. And they repeat, of course. So we're just going to play this kind of box. And we're going to move that along the neck, and that'll give us our 3 licks, all right? Let's go. Okay, so for lick 1, again, we're doing this in A minor pentatonic. All I want you to do is get into your box shape here. That guy, that's all we're going to use. And basically all you're going to do is you can either alternate pick this or just hammer on. I would recommend if you're not really super strong with alternate picking, you just do this by picking once and hammering on. So all we're going to do here is grab the A note on the low E string, pick that once, hammer on up to the 8, and then what we're going to do is we're going to skip over this string right here, which is the A. You're going to play the 5th fret on the D string, hammer on to the 7, so here's what we got so far, just like that. Now of course this is a string skipping sequence, so all we're going to do is we're going to go back up 1 to the one that we missed, which is right here, and is our A string on the 5th fret. You're going to pick that once, hammer onto the 7, and you guessed it, now we're going to skip over that G string and find ourselves down here on the G string, and you're going to play the 5th fret there, hammer onto the 7. So here's what we got so far. And you're right, the sequence is just going to carry on through, nothing too crazy here, so we're just going to jump back onto our D string, 5th fret, play that once, hammer on. Skip over the G string, now we're onto our high B string, and you're going to be playing the 5th fret, and you're going to be hammering onto the 8th. So, just like that so far. Now for our last piece of the sequence, all I need you to do is jump back here onto the 5th fret on the G string, pick that and hammer on to the 5, or sorry, hammer on to the 7, excuse me. Jump over the B string and you got it. We're doing this again one last time on the high E string and we're going 5 to 8. Just like that, folks, nothing hard. Now because this is in A minor, I'd recommend you just come back here and resolve on that A, or you can bend up to an A there, which is all I'm doing here is I'm just bending the 8th fret on the B string up a whole step to that note, which is an A. Just like that. Nice and simple. Alright, so all together, what does that sound like? There you go. That's lick 1. So, lick number 2. Again, nothing fancy here, folks. We're just descending through the A minor pentatonic box. Everybody's favorite. So as you probably noticed, I'm using alternate picking. You don't have to. You can just do pull-offs, which, you know, if that's easier, I'd recommend you just do that, just to get this under your fingers before you start trying some harder stuff. So, all you do for this one is we're going to start off up here on the 8th fret of the high E string. Pick that once, pull off back to the 5, string skip over the B string, and now you're on the G string. Pick the 7th fret, pull it off to the 5, and then you got it. We go back once, and now we're on the B string. Pick that once on the 8th fret, pull off back to the 5. That's right, we skip over. Now we're on to the G string. You're going to pick that once and pull off. like so. And all you can do now is just carry on through this entire pattern and you got it. Nailed it. Now you can just stop here. That, of course, is an A. We're in A minor. That works. I think I just come up here and grab the octave higher A right here in the version I played. So feel free to do that if you like, or hang out there on the A. Whatever feels good. Okay, lick number 3. This one is actually the same as lick number 1, more or less. The only difference is, instead of playing it, you know, across like that, we're going to do it diagonally like this, because, I mean, diagonal licks always look cooler. And everybody wants to look cool, right? Right. So all we're going to do to start this off is play the exact same intro sequence that we did in the first lick. So, just like that. With me? Okay, good. Now what I want you to do is locate yourself here on the 7th fret of the A string, and we're going to do the exact same lick we just did, but in this spot. So, alright, so this is what we got. With me? Okay, good. Now, this is where things get spicy. You know you got to go up 1 string, so now we're on to the D string, but because we're doing this following the pentatonic shape, we got to go all the way up here to the 10th fret on the D string. So then you play that once, hammer on to the 12th, which is a bit different, skip over your G string, play the 10th on the B string, hammer on to the 11th. Okay, so here's what we got so far. With me? Good. Alright, this is the last piece of this phrase, and all I need you to do is, you know, we got to get onto this G string. So you jump onto the G string up here at the 12th fret, you play that once, and just repeat the same pattern you just played before. So we know then that we're going to be hammering on to the 14, like so, skipping over the B, playing the 12 on the E, hammering on to the 15. So all together, this is what we have. And that's the end of the sequence. I think in the video when I went through this, I did something a little bit different. I probably just bent that note all the way up a full step. So basically what I'm playing here is a G note, but I'm bending it into an A, so a full step bend. So that's the 15th fret on your high E string, and that's the note we want to bend to, so just bend the snot out of it a full step, and yeah, there you go. Okay, so let's play through this whole thing one time together. Nice. Okay, so there you go. There you have it. That is the introduction to string skipping. Nice and simple, just using, of course, pentatonic shapes that everybody knows and loves. Not complicated shapes. These aren't complicated positionings. They're not complicated fingerings. They're nice and simple, so this shouldn't take you too long to get it under your hands. Just take your time when you're going through this. Of course, don't rush. The speed will come as you get more comfortable with the motions. The string skipping does feel a little bit awkward when you start out, but keep at it, and this will feel totally normal in maybe a month or 2. Oh, and one thing I did forget to mention, when you are doing string skipping like this, just try and keep your right hand kind of muting the strings as you move along. You'll see that if you don't do this while muting, you're going to get a lot of other noise. You can hear it in the background. So what you want to do is just kind of keep your hand on there, work on your mute technique. That'll really help this sound nice and clean. Otherwise it'll sound super sloppy, and nobody wants that because that sounds like poop. Don't sound like poop. Again, that's all I have for you today. So if you did like the licks, if you did find anything useful here or you learned anything, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button to help the channel out. And until the next video, just keep on shredding.